Hey, who said Reeve couldn't get it like this? Who said I couldn't hit the club like this? Ooh, she melanated. Ooh, she melanated. Yeah, she melanated. Ooh, she melanated. You better.
Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here or returning, my name is Jaliyah.Kreationz and I teach people how to budget. Today guys, we're going to be doing a monthly to weekly budget. I do have a video like this already attached above. I'll send you guys or put the link in my bio if you guys want to catch up and watch that one. But today we're going to be doing another weekly budget. I like to do monthly first just so you can see what we make for the month and then we break it down to a weekly. So we're going to be doing my girl Kendra's budget today. So let's get straight into it. And today guys, we're going to be using my 12-month digital planner. It is linked in my bio. We also do have physical copies as well if you are a physical budget babe like me. So we're gonna jump straight into it guys. We're doing a June budget here. It's currently still May, but we're gonna get my girl prepared for next month so she has a little bit of time to kind of just plan everything out here. So her goal is to budget and build a savings. So the first thing we're going to start off with is her income. So her monthly income after tax is going to be $42.48. So we're going to break this down based off her expenses. So $42.48. And guys, we're going to talk about two different type of expenses. Fixed expenses versus variable expenses. Your fixed expenses are going to be your expenses that are usually the same every month. Car insurance, phone bills, rent, utilities, Wi-Fi, all those good things. So we're going to go through and write all her fixed expenses. I'm going to speed this part up just so you guys don't have to see me write each one individually. So I'll speed this process up and you guys will see what it looks like. And just like that guys, we have all of her fixed expenses. So now we're going to go through and write down our variable. Our variables are going to be our expenses that vary each month. So groceries, gas, eating out, personal care, all that good stuff. We're going to put these in here. Credit cards, subscriptions technically are a fixed expense. I always put them as a variable because you can cut those as needed. So we're going to go through and write this in. Okay, and just like that guys, we have all our fixed expenses and we also have all of our variables. So let's go ahead and let's add up our total of fixed and let's add up our total of variables. So $1,400 for rent, $60 for electricity, $140 for electricity, water for $170, 20. So our fixed total us for $25.07. Now we're going to go through and add up our variables. So 32. So now we're going to find our cash surplus guys, which is the money we have left over after we take care of our expenses. How we get this number, we take our full income, which is $42.48 minus $38.33. Perfect. So $42.48 minus $38.33 gives us roughly $415 left over, which is still pretty good. Let's see what we can possibly go through and cut to save some money here and adjust our budget. So we're always going to start with our variables since these aren't always the same and we can always make adjustments to these. So she said she wants to stop eating out to save some money here. So we're just going to cut eating out in total for a little bit and see how we do just to reach some of our goals. And then our personal and household, we're going to use some coupons or shop in bulk. So we're going to drop this down to $90. Then our self-care, we're going to drop this down to $50, and this is for temporary so we can build a foundation here for our savings goal. And then for our groceries here, she said she was going to meal prep, so we're just going to drop this down to $300 just to save a little bit more there. So now what we're going to do, guys, we're going to re-add up our expenses with those small adjustments here. So subscriptions for $32, credit repair for $99, another credit thing that we're doing for $25, then our personal and household for $90, our self-care for $50, and then our gas for $180, and our groceries for $300. That puts our total of variable from $1,326 down to $776. So we saved a huge chunk of money there just by making some adjustments to our budget. So now we're going to go over and look at our fixed expenses here. Our fixed, we can't always cut so much, but she said she wanted to no longer use this gym membership. So if we're not going to use that gym membership, we're going to save our money there. And then we also noticed that she's paying $120 for Wi-Fi, and I think that was including cable. So possibly cut cable out the budget for the Wi-Fi. So I don't know why I wrote cut like that, guys. Sorry. Cut cable. So if we cut the cable, this brings us down to $60. So it splits it in half here. So we're going to definitely cut that cable so we can save some money. So we're going to re-add up her fixed expenses with those adjustments here. $1,400 plus $60 plus $140 plus $170 plus $60 plus $450, and then plus car insurance for $135. That's going to bring us down to $24.15 here. So we saved a nice chunk. So now we're going to re-add these up here and see what our new expense total is. So $24.15 plus $766, which would be both our fixed and our variables, bring our expenses down all the way to $31.91. So we saved a good amount of money here. Now let's see what our new cash surplus is. So $42.48 minus $31.91. Oopsie. $42.48 minus $31.91 is $1,057 left over. Perfect. So we'll reach our savings goal here in no time. So now what we're going to do, guys, we're going to break this down to a weekly budget. Let's see. Okay, guys, setting up a weekly budget's just a bit different than a monthly. So the first thing we're going to do is, since we're starting with the month of June, we're going to write May 28th. We're going to start with that last week of May and then the first week of June. So we're going to write down the beginning of the week to the end of the week for the next 4 weeks. So I'm going to go through and fill this out, and then we'll break down what we just did here. I'm going to put it in fast motion for you guys. So perfect. Now that after we did that, guys, we're going to go through and we're going to write down what bills are due between each time frame here. So we're going to start with our fixed expenses. We're going to go through and write down what fixed expense goes with each date. So as we can see here, I'm going to start with our fixed expenses. So how we know what our fixed expenses are that come through on this time frame, right here on our fixed category, we wrote down the dates. So we have 6/1, 6/4, 6/8. So we're going to go through and write all those in that are going to come out around each time frame. So we know between May 28th to June 4th, we have our rents coming out for $1,400. We have our car payment coming out for let's see here, how much is our car payment? Our car payment is $450. She said she likes to break her car payment down into 2 payments, and we're gonna do this for $225. And then we have our phone here for $60. So these are our fixed that come out no matter what during this time frame. So we have our rent here for $1,400, our car payment for $225, and our phone bill for $60. So these are expenses that are fixed that come out this week. So between June 4th to June 11th, let's see what expenses we have that come out. So between June 4th and June 11th, it looks like we already paid our phone bill on the first one, so we don't have to worry about that. It looks like we have our electricity coming out, we have our water coming out, we have let's see here, that's mainly it, our water and our electricity. And then if we have any subscriptions that come out around this time, we want to write those in as well. So it looks like she has her fixed expenses that come out this week, and you guys always want to go through and write down your fix first. We want to know what we need to pay no matter what, and if you're paid bi-weekly or weekly, we'll talk about this as well in a minute. So we have our electric coming out, which is $140. Then we have our water coming out for $70, and then we have our Amazon coming out for $5. And then we also have our credit repair for $99. Boom. So we wrote down all our fixed that come out around this time frame. So now what we're going to go do is we're going to see what fixed expenses come out between July 12th to July 18th. Let's go back and look at our fix here. June 12th to June 18th. We have the other half of our car payment here because our car payment's officially due on the 15th, and we like to break it down into two payments here where she was paying $450, so she splits it into two payments. So we're going to finish that off here. We also have our Wi-Fi coming out around this time frame, so we're going to go ahead and write those in as well. So our fixed total us for our car payment, $225. Our Wi-Fi for $60. And those are going to be our fix for that time frame. So then we're going to go through and write down what expenses are due between June 19th to June 25th. I'm going to speed this up, guys, just so you kind of see the process. So guys, usually when you get to the bottom, it's gonna start to get repetitive, and it's probably gonna match the one up here because those same expenses are gonna be due again in that time frame. So now guys, what we're gonna go through is we're going to write down every time we get paid here. So she is on a bi-weekly pay period, so she gets $21.24 bi-weekly. And how we got this number, her full income for the month, if we go back to her monthly income here, oopsie, her monthly income for the month was $42.48. So we just divide this by 2, and that gives us our weekly income. So those are the direct deposit that she gets every 2 weeks. So our income at the beginning of each week or every other week is $21.24. So now we're going to go through and we're going to add up how much our fixed total us to. So we know for the week between May 28th to June 4th, we have to pay our rent, which is a total of $1,400. We have to pay our car payment for $225 and our phone bill for $60. That roughly puts our total of fixed expenses to $1,685. So we know no matter what, this is our fixed expense total between this time frame. So we for sure have to use this check to cover these expenses. So now what we're going to go through is we're going to add up our variable expenses. So these don't always have a plan, but let's see what she needs to do for her variable wise. She's gonna have to get groceries. She decides she wants to spend $50 a week on groceries. So $50 a week on groceries. She wants to do a miscellaneous / personal care for $45. And then she also wants to get, excuse me, y'all. She has her gas tank that she needs to fill up for $45. Perfect. So with that being said, let's add this up here. 50. Let's add 50 plus 45 plus 45 is $140. So our variables total us for $140. So now we're going to add up both of our expenses. We're going to add up this 16, which is our fixed expense total. So 140 plus 1685. Our expenses total for 1825. So we're going to take our income minus our total of expenses. So our income is $21.24, and we're going to minus this by $18.25. And this is what we have till we get paid again, because we don't get paid around this time frame. So this is why it's good to do a weekly budget, so you can kind of see what you have left over until you get paid again. So we're going to take $21.24 minus $18.25. We roughly have $299 left over. So we have $299 to stretch us. Sorry guys. $299 to basically stretch us until we get paid again. So with that $299, we don't get paid again, but we have our electric coming out, our water, our credit repair, and then we're also going to have our variables again. We got to get groceries again this week, so we're going to put our variables here. We got to get groceries this week for $50. Then we also have our gas that we need. We got to get our gas tank filled here for $45. So that puts our total variables at $95. And then let's add up our total for our fix here. So we got electric for $140, water for $70, Amazon for $5, and our credit repair for $99. That puts us at $314 for our fixed here. So our total of expenses, $314 plus $95. Our expenses for the week, our expense total is $409. We only have $299 to hold us until we get paid again. So we have two things we can do. We can possibly see if this credit repair thing that she's doing, if she can move it to the next week where she gets paid again. So she's gonna call them and see if she can switch this around, so that will knock off some money here off our fix. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna knock off our credit repair, and then our gas tank, instead of putting $45, we're going to put $30 in here for the week, so we can try to basically cover ourselves till we get paid again. So let's re-add this up here with making those changes. So electric for $140, water for $70, Amazon for $5. This is going to bring us down to $215 for our total for fixed. And you guys see what we did there. We basically cut as needed or communicated that we would need money left over there so we can take care of those. So $215 would be our fixed total here. So then our groceries and our gas would basically total us for $80 here instead of $95. So it'll be $80 for our variable. And $80 plus $215 brings our expense total sorry guys, I meant to do another color, $295. So now we're able to cover our expenses. There we go. So now we're gonna go to the next week when we get paid again, and we're gonna add up our fix here. So fixed here, our fixed expense total, $225 plus $60 plus $99 would be $330 for our total for our fix here. Now let's go through and let's write up our variables. We did get paid again, so that does give us a cushion here and we won't be really tight. So I'm just gonna write down where our income is just so this is bright and you guys can see it a little bit better. So our fixed total us to $330. Now we're gonna go through and write our variables. So our variable, our expenses that vary. Of course, we've been going with putting our groceries on a weekly basis of $50. And then we're going to do some self-care since we have a little bit extra money this week. Our self-care for $50. Let's see what else we're going to do here. Our miscellaneous. We couldn't have miscellaneous last week because we were in our budget. So miscellaneous for $45. And then our gas tank, we're going to fill that all the way up again since last week we couldn't fill it as much. And we're going to add up our variable expenses for this time frame. So our variable expense for this time frame, we're going to do 50 plus 50 plus 45 plus 45. Gives us a total of 190 here for our variables. So 190 plus 330. I'm going to add up our fixed and our variables. Our expenses for this time frame will total us to let's see here. Hold on guys, I think I missed something. I'm sorry, you guys. I totaled up the fixed wrong. So the fix should have been $384. Sorry, you guys. I noticed my numbers. I was like, okay, something seems off here. I forgot to add up the credit here. So with the credit, that will be $384 for our fix. So we're going to add up $384 plus $190, and that's going to total our expenses. Expense total to $574. So now what we're going to do here, we're going to do the same formula we did. We're going to do our income minus total expense. So 2124 minus $574 gives us roughly, let's see here, 2124 minus $574 is $1550 left over. Perfect. So what we have left over here. So let's decide what we're going to do with this $1550. So guys, we're going to roll this $1550 over because we don't get paid this week. So this technically will be our income from the week of the 19th to the 25th. So let's add up our fixed expenses so we know how much we need to for sure take care of for this week. So we got credit repair for $25, Hulu for $17, and car insurance for $135. This totals our fix to $177. And then once again, we're going to go back in with our variables. Our variable expenses total us. We got groceries, $50, and then we have gas for $45. Boom. So let's add these up. This is a total of $95 for our variables. So now let's see what our full expense total is. $177 plus 95 is $272 for expenses. So guys, we're gonna do the same formula that we do again. This is our income. Since we didn't get paid, this is what we had left over from our last check. We're going to take $1,550 minus $272. $1,550 minus $272 is going to roughly be $1,278. And since our expenses weren't that bad and we get paid again next week, we're going to take this full thing and we're going to put this in our savings, because our goal is to build our savings. So we're going to put this in our savings. Then starting between June 26th to July 2nd, we get paid again, and we have the same expenses that we had the first week. So this is going to be kind of repetitive, guys. So I recommend doing a weekly budget if you need a little bit more structure for yourself, just to get comfortable. But once you get used to doing your weekly budget, or it starts to get repetitive. So every week is going to start being the same. And if you just stick to it, it will eventually add up to your monthly. So her monthly budget, she's supposed to have $1,057 left over at the end of each month, or her budget. That's how much you should be saving each month. As you can see here, it's not going to be exactly at the end of the month. It's going to be after you take care of all of your expenses. So she actually was able to save $1,278 making these adjustments. But as you can see, her second week is where her income's really tight, and this is where she has a lot of rollover, because she doesn't bring in she doesn't have income coming out this week, and her first week a lot of her expenses hit. So now she has this $1,278 as a cushion. So she can always pull that $200 and save $1,000 each month and put the $200 towards when she has one of those rollover weeks. So now what we're going to do here, this between June 26th to July 2nd, her expenses for her fixed were going to be $1,685, and then her variable, once again, she's sticking with her grocery budget of $50. Miscellaneous / personal for $45, and then her gas for $45. So her total for her variables are $140. So her numbers are going to be the same again, $1,685 plus $140. Her expense total is $1,825, and then she'll do her income minus her total of expenses again. So she'll keep doing this every month as she's sticking to her budget. Everything should match what she has on here. So if she's paying off all her things, filling up her gas tank, we basically broke her groceries down to $50 a week, but her grocery budget is $300. All the numbers should eventually match what we have here on the weekly budget. Oopsie, sorry guys, I don't know what I did here. Your girl got lost. But yeah, all the numbers should match on here. So guys, that's how we do a weekly budget. Let me know if you guys have any other questions or concerns. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have videos or recommendations or things that you want to see me talk about, make sure you guys link it in the description or in the comments below, not the subscription. But guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more budget content. I do have budget planners that you can get at JaliyahKreationz.com. But this is how we do a weekly budget, guys. It's really repetitive. The reason why I mainly do monthly budgets is because once you get used to doing your weekly budget, it might be easier for you to look at your monthly budget, and then just kind of, it comes natural. So it'll come natural that your bills come out this time of the week. You know when all your fixes come out. So when you do a monthly budget, you can just do this every month and just, it'll be the same, and it's repetitive. And then we have our expense tracker to make sure you're staying on track here with their budget every time you make an purchase or a transaction. Well guys, I will see you guys later. Have a great night. Let me know if you guys have any questions or concerns. Bye.